The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Posey, is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, gentlemen, for appearing today. Have any of you read the book 1 Second After? It's a novel by William Forstchen. It was a New York Times bestseller. Well, it was obviously written from a report about the EMP, electromagnetic pulse threat, our nation faces. And if you're in the energy business, I would really commend the book to you to read. A little over a year ago, the Earth's orbit missed by about 1 week a solar eruption, which seems would have taken out all our satellite communications and probably destroyed our power grid. My question to you is what you think we should be doing to protect our citizens against that threat. About 60 seconds each would be appreciated with Dr. Saunders first.
So first let me say that I am not personally an expert on this topic, but we did have expertise on our committee. And I've, on this matter, Tom Overby from the University of, or from Texas A&M University is an expert on this topic. I talked with him about this issue. And this is an issue of intense research. This is an issue of intense study. And there are solutions that are beginning to emerge, but they're in the early stages. They include raising awareness to the potentially severe impacts of GMDs. There's software now to plan for the impacts of GMD on systems, and people are using that to do studies. We're at the stage really where engineers are getting down to looking at what the real issues are. There are magnetometers that are being installed across the country to measure these kinds of disturbances. In fact, the University of Illinois has one on some land that my department owns right off site. And research is ongoing with with groups like NERC and EPRI helping in this effort. So in summary, we don't have all the solutions we need now, but progress is being made.
Thank you, sir.
To follow up, nor am I an expert, but I will say the following. We have a number of disparate activities in the country related to electromagnetic pulse. We have a spread of tools, but what we don't have is an integrated tool set. Nor do we have a common reflection across the 3 different waveforms, E1, E2, and E3. And we need to get to that so that we can provide guidance to industry for them to better shield and protect the new devices that are being produced for the grid, for which we are modernizing and investing heavily each year. So there is work underway. There are coordinating groups trying to drive that, but I think we need a more focused national effort to move towards a common set of integrated tools that reflect all 3 of those E1, E2, E3 waveforms. And the challenge is some of the solutions for geomagnetic sometimes might interfere or confound the solutions for the EMP waveform. So that's why we need this integrated view of the waveform so we can get a common voice to industry on how to design around this issue.
Thank you.
I would have to say Dr. Sanders and Mr. Imhoff are the experts here, and I did a good job as far as explaining stuff. I learned something there, but I cannot speak to this issue.
And I would say, this is an issue that is being studied right now. EPRI, the Electric Power Research Institute, is conducting a multi-year study on this where they are also releasing what they find every few months, and all different types of utilities, investor-owns, municipally owned, co-ops are participating in that EPRI report. I know there are, my feeling is the first thing we need to do is study and figure out what, if any, technical changes needs to be made to the grid, but I think you need to do the study and research first. There are people out there saying, we've got this quick fix that if you buy this type of Faraday cage or this type of new equipment, then you'll fix your problem. But I think we need more study first, and then decide what, if any, new equipment needs to be made.
Thank you. Which agency do you see having taken the lead in this, or do you think should be taking a lead in it? We've had hearings on this before, and I've found the industry had very little interest in this.
So my understanding is a group called the Mission Executive Council is actually working on this, and I believe that that council has representatives from the Department of Energy and from the Department of Defense and other agencies that are linked to the satellite systems, et cetera. So I would start with that Mission Executive Council. I don't know a lot about them, but I believe there already is some coordination across the key involved agencies.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I see my time has expired.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Posey.